Welcome back. In this video, we'll create a health bar for the boss so that we can see how much health the boss still has left before we kill him. Making health bars is very simple. We'll start off by creating a UI slider element. Then I'll delete the handle slide area. This handle will really be only used if you're creating a slider for an option menu, for example, like for the volume or the difficulty of a game. We will also make sure that the slider is not interactable because this health bar is just a visual UI, not something that we want the player to interact with. Now, this slider is pretty ugly, so let's fix that. First of all, I will center it on our canvas and then place it near the bottom. Once that's done, I will change the background sprite image. We'll use this very simple slider that we have created, but even just a simple rectangle with a black border will do the trick. Now, you'll see that the slider looks all crushed. To fix this, we'll press the Set Native Size button. Then all we will need to do is select the slider and scale it down or up as you like. Now we will select the fill area and we'll use the UI tool that you can find right here to shape it correctly. It may help you also to set the value of the slider to 1 so that you can easily see the size of the fill area. Lastly, we will select the fill object. I will change the sprite to the default UI sprite and then I'll turn it into a nice red color. The way the slider works is really simple. We've got a min value, which is going to be set to 0 of course, and the max value, which will be set to the boss's starting health. And then we'll update the value variable to represent the current health of the boss. Okay, so by default, we will disable the slider. We now need to do two things inside of our scripts. The first one is to enable the slider when the boss gets instantiated, and the second is to update the value variable of our slider to be equal to the boss's actual health. So we'll open up our wave spawner C# script. In here, we'll create a public GameObject variable called health bar. Now we'll just find the line of code where we are instantiating the boss, and right underneath it we'll say healthbar.setActive true, which will enable the health bar. Okay, now let's open up the boss script. In here, the first thing that I will do is import the Unity engine.ui namespace so that I can modify UI from within the script. Now remember, our boss is getting instantiated from a script, so we cannot create a public reference to our slider. So we'll create a private variable of type slider, which I'll call health bar. Then inside the start function, I will set the health bar variable to be equal to a find object of type slider. This line will find the first object who has a slider component attached to it. And as we only have one slider in our game, it will find the correct slider. Then right underneath it, we'll set the slider's max value to be equal to the health of the boss. So if the boss has 30 for the starting health, then the max value of the slider will be equal to 30. We will also set the slider's value to be equal to the health variable just to make sure that the health bar starts completely full. Now to update the health bar, we will simply go inside of our take damage function and we will just set the health bar's value to be equal to the health. Lastly, when the boss dies, we will say healthbar.GameObject.setActive false so that when the boss dies, the health bar disappears as well. Awesome, let's now save our two scripts and go back inside of Unity. We will now drag and drop the slider onto the wave spawner's health bar variable. Pressing the play button, you'll see that when the boss gets instantiated, the health bar shows up, and each time we hit him with our projectiles, the health bar's value decreases. And finally, when we kill him off, the health bar disappears. Awesome work guys, we now have a clear way to represent the health of our final boss. Anyways, that marks the end of this video, great job again, and I'll see you very soon.